about 7 vice chancellors from different institutions.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Before we go into this occasion proper, Your Excellency, with your kind permission, may I invite the Special Advisor to His Excellency on Religious Affairs, Ustaz Babagana Malan Kari, to come forward and give us opening prayer. Please, that laya hakuri adan jaba jama, kuma asaurara.
صلوا على النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. يا الله يا رحمن يا رحيم أنت الله لا إله إلا أنت عليك توكلنا وإليك المصير. يا لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. يا ملكوت السماوات والأرض بيدك وأنت على كل شيء قدير. عليك توكلنا وإليك أنبنا وإليك المصير. توسلنا إلى وجهك الكريم تسمعنا وترانا أجب دعائنا يا رحمن يا رحيم. يا أبنجيجم يا محلتشم منا توسل ونسك الفاتحة لسفوبينك دوكك.
University, Damaturu, venue and scientific launching of Biomedical Science Research and Training Center, BIORTC, a permanent facility and a home to Africa's first open access induced pluripotent stem cell iPSC biobank. This event is designed with a theme advancing biomedical research, innovation, and global collaboration in Nigeria. I am Yunusa Suleiman handling the commentary. Thank you very much for joining us.
Muna maka addu'a ubangiji Allah ya taimake ka kai ma Allah ya biya maka bukatanku na duniya da na lahira. Mukarraban gwamnati mu na jihar Bai muna muku addu'a, mazan mu da matan mu Allah ka sanya mana albarka, sarakunan mu da yan siyasa mu da jami'an tsaron mu, dukkan al'umman mu na jihar Yobe Allah ka hada kawunan mu, Allah ka hada zukatan mu. Wannan yaro namu da ya ga masa nadiyan wannan alkhairi Professor Mahmud, muna maka addu'a Allah ya kara maka albarka da kai da abokanan aikinka. Sabon bisi mu na wannan university muna maka addu'a ubangiji Allah ya taimake ka jagoran wannan makaranta. La haula wala quwwata illa billahi aliyil azim. Ya rahmanu ya rahimu alayka tawakkalna wa ilayka anabna wa ilayka almasir. Allahumma salli ala sayidina Muhammad وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت ورحمت وباركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين.
Amin al-Fatiha. Allah karbi wannan addu'a. Da Allah jama'a ga wani sanarwa. Wannan event da muke yi ana covering national life across the entire ba Nigeria ba ma har wasu kasashen waje suna gani yanzu. Da Allah mu yi kokari mu ba da haɗin kai mu samu mu yi wannan bikin lafiya yadda za a san mu da zaman lafiya da kuma kyautata abin nan nutsuwa.
We are moments away from a landmark moment in African biomedical research.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Where His Excellency Honorable Dr. Maimala Buni, COMN, the Executive Governor of Yobe State, will be the one to officially commission the BIORTC permanent facility a cutting-edge research hub that is set to revolutionize healthcare on the continent. Stay with us for updates from the BIORTC complex, Yobe State University, Damaturu.
Political and other matters, Honorable Ibrahim Kabiru Masari. The Honorable Speaker, Yobe State House of Assembly, ably represented former Deputy Governor Alhaji Aliu Saleh Bagare, Your Lordship, the Honorable Chief Judge, and the Honorable Grand Qadi, Honorable members of the Yobe State House of Assembly, Honorable Commissioners, the Director, Management and Staff of BIORTC, the State Chairman, All Progressives Congress, and other party chairmen here present, representatives of the Executive Secretary, TED Fund, NITDA, and other federal agencies, special advisors, heads of security and paramilitary agencies, the Secretary to the State Government, Head of Service and Chief of Staff to His Excellency, the host, Vice Chancellor, and other visiting Vice Chancellors here present, our very distinguished scholars and guests from...
Viewers, it won't be out of place if I take you through the evolution of this great higher institution of learning, that is Yobe State University. Yobe State University, Damaturu, was established by the law of the Yobe State House of Assembly on the 20th September 2006. The university was recognized by the National Universities Commission, NUC, in October 2006 as the 20th state university and 70th university in the country. The university has a good staff strength, which comprises of academic, senior admin and technical, junior admin and technical staff, visiting lecturers and sabbatical lecturers. It has about 5,000 students population in its undergraduate, pre-degree and postgraduate programs. Yobe State University has this as its vision to be a center of excellence in the provision of high-quality university education. The university's mission is to excel in knowledge production and skill acquisition for self-employment and societal development. It may also interest you to know that the university is committed to teaching, learning, research, and knowledge promotion with academic freedom, creativity, innovation, integrity, professionalism, and respect for unity and diversity. The university has over the years grew in population and infrastructure, thereby prides itself as the fastest growing university in Northeast sub-region. It offers academic programs through several core faculties, including arts and education, that covers courses such as Arabic, African languages and linguistics, English, history, Islamic studies, and education-based courses. In the Faculty of Science, it has departments such as biology, chemistry, computer science, mathematics, statistics, physics, and microbiology. In the Faculty of Social and Management Sciences, it offers courses in accounting, business administration, economics, geography, political science, public administration, and sociology. Faculty of Law provides undergraduate law studies. The university's College of Medical Sciences offers programs in medicine and surgery, anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, and nursing sciences.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Yobe State, Dr. Mai Malabuni, COMN, visitor to our great university, good afternoon and welcome to this great occasion. For want of time, I won't stand on the already established protocol. It is my great honor to address this distinguished gathering at the official commissioning of the permanent site of the Biomedical Science Research and Training Center. As Vice Chancellor of the Yobe State University, I do with humility, pride, and a strong sense of institutional responsibility. Today's event marks for far more than the opening of a facility. It marks the consolidation of an idea that has already demonstrated credibility, impact, and international relevance. BIORTC stands today as one of the most visible and globally connected research initiatives associated with Yobe State University. Its trajectory affirms a simple truth: when vision is matched with leadership, partnership, and sustained commitment, excellence is achievable anywhere. I wish to first and foremost commend His Excellency Honorable Dr. Mai Malabuni, CON, and the government of Yobe State for their foresight and courage. The decision to invest in this advanced scientific infrastructure at a time when many would have prioritized short-term gains reflects leadership that understands development in its deepest sense. Investment in people, knowledge, and institution. This commitment has not been limited to BIORTC alone. It has extended across Yobe State University, strengthening teaching, learning, and academic outcomes. I am proud to note that between 2019 and 2025, Yobe State University has produced 106 first-class graduates across multiple disciplines, including computer science, physics, chemistry, mathematics, business administration, and the humanities. These achievements are not merely academic milestones. They are strategic human capital assets for Yobe State and Nigeria. They demonstrate that when opportunity is equitably provided and excellence is intentionally nurtured, talent flourishes, regardless of geography, history, or circumstances. Our graduates, drawn from across many local government areas of Yobe State and Nigeria, are redefining narratives and affirming Yobe as a place of intellect, ambition, and global relevance. Within this broader context of academic progress, BIORTC represents a powerful institutional model. It exemplifies how universities can host centers that are globally engaged, scientifically independent, locally relevant, and anchored in public service. I wish to formally recognize Professor Mahmoud Bukar Maina, founder and director of BIORTC, for his scientific leadership, persistence, and commitment to capacity building in Yobe State. Returning with extensive international experience and choosing to establish a center of this caliber here reflects a deep belief in the university, the state, and the power of locally anchored excellence. The commissioning of this permanent facility represents an opportunity for renewal and clarity. Yobe State University remains firmly committed to providing an enabling institutional environment, one that can respect academic excellence, supports innovation, and values partnership, builds on trust, transparency, and mutual accountability. As a Vice Chancellor, I look forward to strengthening constructive engagement between our university and BIORTC, guided by our shared responsibilities to students, researchers, and the people of Yobe State. Ladies and gentlemen, this facility positions Yobe State not only as a teaching institution, but as a contributor to knowledge that addresses real societal challenges from kidney diseases and malaria to neuroscience and emerging biomedical technologies. This is the future any serious university should embrace. On a final note, on behalf of the University Council, the Senate, staff, and students of the university, I congratulate the government of Yobe State, the leadership of BIORTC, and all partners who have contributed to this milestone. May this facility serve science, society, and future generations. Thank you.
Can we appreciate the Vice Chancellor once again for that beautiful welcome address? Your Excellencies, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take some few goodwill messages, but for want of time, we'll limit the time. It's going to be 2 minutes each. First, we have Professor Amadi Ihunwo. I hope I pronounced the name rightly. Prof, please can we welcome Prof with a resounding, can I see Prof? Oh, Prof is around. Okay, thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please, when you set your camera,
Sir, you are on air. Building and all standing protocols.
Before now, it was the Vice Chancellor that just spoke in the person of Professor Mohammed Bashir Tahir, commending the state government for its commitment to advancing science and innovation. Besides, the investment made in the university by the state is yielding the desired results, contributing significantly to human capital development in the state.
Us that this facility was going to be in place, and you kept to your word. And because of that, I recall at the inauguration of the BIORTC Center, I had mentioned several things that could keep this place going on a global scale. Part of that was the fact that this must be seen not just as a facility for Yobe State alone, but for the country, Nigeria, but for Africa and beyond Africa. And I think what you are commissioning today will stand the test of time. We are very grateful to you as scientists to see that such a facility can be in this part of the world. What you have done, just looking at the Nigerian landscape, I recall when I did mention to you at our last visit that this is a facility that you should be proud of and the people of Yobe State should be proud of, to mention to any governor in the country and to any region that we have on the African continent. And it is based on that those of us who are scientists and members of the Society of Neuroscientists of Africa recognized you at our last meeting in Morocco. And I want to mention, His Excellency, that 3 of us who are former Secretary Generals of the society are here at this function. The Secretary General before my tenure, Professor Noria from Morocco, is here in person. I came in from South Africa, and Professor Sadiq is here, the Vice Chancellor of Newgate University. We did this because we wanted to show you our own commitment as scientists to this facility. And we just want to again recommit to you that what we have seen here, we want it to last beyond your tenure. And one of the ways we know that that can be done, I'm glad that members of the Yobe State House of Assembly are here. And I want to employ the Yobe State House of Assembly that normally for such a facility, we should have a Biomedical Research Protection Act or Promotion Act. And that in itself will keep this place and provide sustenance for it. This is a facility that the government has invested even before getting any returns. The return will come with time. And we want to encourage every one of us, even philanthropists that are here, NGOs and others, that this facility is a good facility to invest in on a long-term basis. And I want to extend this congratulations to you, not just from the society, but also from the international societies that I belong to. The International Society for Neurochemistry that co-funded a symposium here some time ago. So, Your Excellency, the award that you were given in Morocco is just a beginning of the relationship we want to build with this facility and the neuroscientists on the African continent and beyond this place. Permit me to also say that the incoming Secretary General, who is from South Africa, is already aware of this facility and will extend the collaboration we have established between the Society of Neuroscientists of Africa and the BIORTC. Permit me to also extend an invitation to you to 2027 conference of the Society of Neuroscientists of Africa that will take place in Cape Town. And if you accept that, we will gladly receive you in Cape Town during the meeting in Cape Town in South Africa. Behind the scenes, His Excellency, I also on a personal level like to acknowledge some people who had helped us as we coming into Yobe State on different occasions. This is actually my third time in Damatru, and I can promise you I'll come back. So permit me to acknowledge His Royal Highness, the Emir of Damatru, for not just being an emir, but having us as part of his emirate. We are very glad, Your Royal Highness, for your role on all of this, for also releasing the emirate to be part of the facility here. And again, for recognizing our director, as part of your councillors. I also want to acknowledge the SSG. He has been working from behind with us at different times. The university community, led by the Vice Chancellor and the team, the Pro-Chancellor of the Governing Council, I just want to also recognize you, to acknowledge what you have been doing to make sure that this facility has come to this point. And so on behalf of myself, on behalf of all that are connected to us, we just want to wish Yobe State the best and to say you are setting a pace that is not just for Yobe State. You are setting a pace for the country Nigeria. You can imagine if we have this facility in the 6 regions of Nigeria, how research will run at a faster pace. But you have started it, and you need to take that accolade and just beat your chest to say you have done something that will go beyond you. And this facility will stay beyond you, and we will all drive and make sure that it stands the test of time. I also want to say on behalf of all of us who are scientists who go across borders, what you have also set up here is a beginning of what we call science diplomacy. Because in that regard, you're opening up Yobe State for researchers from all over the world to come into Damatru and to do research comfortably with modern day facilities and equipment that we can find anywhere in the world. Those are the equipments that we have in this facility. And so thank you for having me here. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you again. I'm excited. His Excellency, I'm excited. Thank you very much.
Go and shake him. Thank you very much.
University is enriched with 5 research centers, that is Center for Capacity Development on Humanitarian Studies, Center for Entrepreneurship Development, Center for Research in Quranic Studies, Desert Research Monitoring and Control Center, and Biomedical Science Research and Training Center are waiting to be inaugurated today. The center is a research institute established at Yobe State University, Damatru, Yobe State, Nigeria. It serves as an open access biomedical research and training hub focused on addressing major health and science challenges locally, nationally, and across Africa. BIORTC was launched in August 2021, born out of the efforts to overcome Africa's research infrastructure gaps, especially in cutting-edge bioscience tools and capabilities. The center was founded by Professor Mahmoud Bukar Maina, a neuroscientist whose international academic and research experience helped shape then
honorable local traditional leaders, honorable guests, friends, colleagues. I would like to start by, first of all, thanking Your Excellency for this very kind invitation. I'm here from the Paris Brain Institute. I'm a proud member of the advisory board of the Biomedical Sciences Research and Training Center. And I would like to share with you a few thoughts on what I believe will actually be more or less a follow-up of what my colleague from South Africa just told you. But maybe from an international perspective. I mean, in a career spanning 30 years of research in the United States and in Europe, leading research teams, being director of institutions, being on boards that advised governments or private actors and stakeholders in science, I think I have learned a thing or two about what makes a facility like this succeed or fail. Your Excellency, what you have produced, and I think my comments will mostly come from that background today, especially from an international perspective. Your Excellency, the investment that you and the government have shown, the courage in investing in something that is by definition, like all science, is a long-term human investment. It's an investment in human capital. It's an investment in human mind. Is an amazing achievement for the state, for the country, I would say for the entire continent. But it is a sufficient yet not necessary, it's a necessary but yet not sufficient step. Let me tell you why. Science, Your Excellency, honorable guests, friends, colleagues, is a long-term investment in the production of human knowledge. It is therefore, by definition, an act of trust and faith in the minds of the younger generation. And that means that whereas our major investment that we see in front of our eyes today, the opening of this excellent center, like I said, is a necessary step in order to make sure that it bears fruit in the long term, that it serves our children and our children's children. We need sustained investment, not only in terms of money and equipment, but more importantly, or equally as importantly, in terms of time, in terms of nourishing and nurturing young talent, young local African talent, and in terms of commitment to the sustainability of the effort that we are launching here today. I have witnessed institutions in the West rise and fall, and others rise and maintain. And the key difference has always been the willingness of those in power, the willingness of the stakeholders, such as Your Excellency, to make a long-term sustained commitment to excellence at the administrative level, excellence at the technical level, and excellence at the intellectual level. The other key ingredient of institutions that sustain themselves is the permission to make mistakes. Because the only way we move forward in the field of science is to build and learn from the mistakes we made. So the ability to invest in an institution, in a structure that is allowed to make mistakes, to learn from them, to move forward under the leadership of young people, is going to be an absolute key ingredient for the success of this center, and I have no doubt that this will be the case. I would like to close, since we have only 2 minutes, I would like to close on 2 notes. The first is perhaps a little bit political, and coming from outside, you will, especially from the Northwest, you will perhaps permit me these comments. Your Excellency, honorable guests, I really do believe that the world is changing in a fundamental and profound way, and that the age of total Western hegemony over the global South is beginning to witness its end. those countries and those regions that will most be in place to fill that vacuum that the West will leave behind are those that invest today and trust their younger generations and their younger talents, give them the space, the freedom, and the resources to express their excellence. Your Excellency, talent is global, resources are limiting. But when a country as rich and proud as Nigeria decides to invest in science, I think there is no limit to what it can achieve. And I would like then to end on a very personal note, to really congratulate, for those of you who don't know, this place, this idea, was started by a group of young people, Mahmoud, my friend, who is today the director of this institute, and his colleagues, Takeshi, Andre, many others, who were at the time young postdoctoral scientists. They were not even professors when they had this idea and had the courage to start it. And I would really, this is extremely rare. And seeing them achieve it today with Your Excellency's support is really an amazing thing from any perspective, including an advanced Western perspective. So I wish to congratulate them, to wish them all the best going forward, and to let them all know that as member of their advisory board and as a friend, they can always rely on me, my expertise, and whatever minor wisdom I may have gathered over the years to support them. Thank you again for having me here, and congratulations on this achievement.
Thank you very much, Professor Hassan Basin. Indeed, in summary, he has said, this is a very...
If you are just joining us, we are live from the Yobe State University, the Matru venue for the official commissioning ceremony and scientific launching of Biomedical Research and Training Center with the theme Advancing Biomedical Research, Innovation and Global Collaboration in Nigeria. The vision of this center is to become a center of excellence in biomedical science research and training in Nigeria and Africa, helping to solve local and global health problems through scientific research. In order to achieve this, the center is leading world-class biomedical research as well as to provide training to scientists and health professionals, thereby fostering the development of highly skilled scientists in Africa. The center also offers state-of-the-art core infrastructure to support biomedical science research.
In Yobe State, and I would like to sincerely thank Your Excellency for the kind invitation extended to me to take part in this important inauguration ceremony. I would like to express my deep appreciation to His Excellency the Governor of Yobe State for his visionary leadership. By investing in research and innovation, you are laying the foundations for a future built on knowledge, autonomy, and opportunity for the people of Yobe. Biotechnology is a strategic field for countries facing complex challenges. It offers powerful tools to improve public health, strengthen agriculture and food security, and then protect the environment and respond to emergency diseases and climate-related changes. A center such as this one enables science to move beyond the theory and become a practical instrument in service of the society. As a researcher who has spent many years in higher education and scientific research in Africa and internationally, I am particularly sensitive to one essential issue capacity building. Sustainable scientific development cannot rely solely on infrastructures, it must rely on the people. It is important to emphasize that this project is led by highly qualified Nigerian researchers. Their scientific excellence, deep understanding of local realities, and long-term commitment are essential guarantees of the center's viability, sustainability, and success. This strong national leadership ensures that the center will be able to grow, adapt, and respond effectively to future challenges. This biomedical center will also play a vital role in training young scientists, doctoral students, and early career researchers, providing them with access to knowledge, mentorship, and scientific rigor, while enabling them to contribute directly to the development of their community and their country. I strongly believe that Africa's scientific future must be built in Africa by African institutions, supported by main-funding regional and international partnership. In this spirit, scientific collaborations with Moroccan universities are highly welcomed. Such cooperation will strengthen research and training capacities and will also contribute to reinforcing the strong and friendly ties between our two brotherly countries, Nigeria and Morocco, through science, education, and innovation. Today's inauguration marks not an end, but the beginning of a long-term journey. I sincerely hope that this biomedical research center will grow into a center of excellence, recognized for the quality of its research, its relevance to social needs, and its role in inspiring future generations of scientists, particularly young people and women of Yobe State, Nigeria at large, and in the whole world. In closing, I would like to warmly congratulate all those who contributed to the realization of this important project, particularly Professor Mahmoud Bukarmaina and his team. May this biotechnology research center flourish and serve as a source of pride for Yobe State in Nigeria as a whole. Long live Morocco, long live Nigeria, long live Yobe State Governor and Yobe State government. Thank you for your attention, Your Excellency, and congratulations.
That has been Professor Nouria Lagdal Kazal of Mohammed V University, Morocco, giving a goodwill message there. There was, I must tell you, that one of the major activities that this center has carried out in recent time was the launching of community-based research into chronic kidney disease, a major health concern in areas like Bade and Damaturu, collecting thousands of biomedical and environmental samples to investigate the root causes and develop data-driven interventions. The center is not just about research, it also trains scientists and students, organizes workshops and training programs, including those on artificial intelligence for local participants, spanning health, education, and administrative sectors.
Congratulations for His Excellency being recognized by these professors. You're welcome. Professor, Bismillah.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Yobe State, His Excellency Honorable May Malabuni, COMN, permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Distinguished guests, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It's an honor to speak at the commissioning and scientific launch of the permanent site of the Biomedical Science Research and Training Center by BIORTC. This is a milestone not only for Yobe State, but for African neuroscience and the biomedical research community. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, BIORTC is more than a building. It stands as a Pan-African biomedical training hub, conceived, built, and driven by African leadership to address the historic underrepresentation of Africa in biomedical and health research. Importantly, BIORTC is not an isolated center of excellence. It is a strategic node within African neuroscience and the biomedical ecosystem, working in synergy to address the historic underrepresentation of African biomedical health sciences. Its structure research cohorts and pioneering work using the pluripotent stem cells provide a platform through which African neuroscience can advance with global relevance. As a vice chancellor of a young university, I want to emphasize that centers like BIORTC strengthen universities rather than compete with them. They expand training opportunities, they deepen research culture, and create pathways for staff and students to engage in high-impact science. When research centers and universities collaborate effectively, the entire academic system is elevated. Your Excellency, Yobe State deserves a special commendation for investing in high-level research outside the traditional metropolitan centers. This bold decision sends a powerful message that excellence in research is not limited by geography, and that knowledge production can and must thrive across regions of our continent, enabled by good vision and leadership. BIORTC stands as a model of research excellence, talent retention, and international collaboration hosted locally and led responsibly. For such centers to achieve lasting impact, however, they require sustainable investment, stable staffing, autonomy, and clear accountability framework supported by enabling policies. Finally, I wish to thank Your Excellency for your support for the African Brain Journal. This journal was launched at the Society of Neuroscience of Africa scientific meeting in Morocco in April 2025. This journal alone will carry the research that will be done in this center to the entire world. So we thank you immensely for this contribution to this journal. The neuroscience community across Africa remains profoundly grateful for this visionary gesture. SONA, and indeed African neuroscience, is eternally indebted to you, sir. Your Excellency, by placing your support behind BIORTC, you have not only invested in a research center, but in Africa's scientific future. And history will remember Yobe State as a place where the future was deliberately built. So I thank you for inviting me to come here, and we thank you for all your support, and we continue to thank you for all that you do. Thank you very much. Can we once again?
Yeah. That has been Professor Sadiq Yusuf of Newgate University, Minna, Niger State, Nigeria. During his goodwill message, he said the BIORTC is a Pan-African biomedical research hub committed to providing lasting solutions to some health challenges in Africa. According to him, it is a model of research that requires sustainability and independence for it to provide the much needed services.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Your Excellency, our leader, our pride, the Executive Governor of Yobe State, Honorable Maimala Buni, Dr. Maimala Buni, permit me to continue on the existing protocol, please. Your Excellency, it's both a personal honor and profound responsibility to stand before you today at the commissioning of BIORTC. Your Excellency, today is not simply the opening of a facility. It is the opening of a possibility. Your Excellency, for many decades, Africa has largely been a consumer of knowledge from elsewhere. We read papers, we import technologies, we prescribe even medicine developed and tested on populations that do not share our genetics, our environment, or our lifestyle. And when these medicines give side effects, we ask why. Your Excellency, the reason is simple. We were not on the table when that science was done or designed. Your Excellency, with BIORTC, we are going to change that. But I would like to thank you, Your Excellency, not in a ceremonial way, but in a historical one. Visionary leadership is not about short-term applause. It's about making long-term institutional bets, investments whose full rewards may not be immediate, but whose impact defines generations. From the very beginning, Your Excellency, you believe that advanced science belongs in Yobe State. You invested billions of naira in infrastructure that we are seeing today, even when there was no guarantee that we are going to succeed. You supported this idea. Many people would have said, no, we can't support. This is how history recognizes leadership. This is how leaders build legacies. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand here as someone who has lived, worked, and engaged across continents: Europe, North America, the Middle East, and across Africa. And I could have stayed abroad, and many advised me to do so. But I made a deliberate choice. I believed, and I still believe, that if science is to transform nations, it must be built where the people are, where challenges are real, and where futures are inherited. That conviction, Your Excellency, led me to live my stable academic life in the United Kingdom and return home to establish BIORTC. Your Excellency, even before BIORTC, I attempted to establish high-level laboratories elsewhere in Nigeria, like in Gombe, in Lagos. Those efforts did not succeed, not because the science was weak, but because ecosystem matters, Your Excellency. This is why, Your Excellency, we established BIORTC here, where that ecosystem was deliberately supported by your government. From the outset, Your Excellency, this center was anchored by your support through the university and other institutional partners to ensure that BIORTC has the independence, has the vision to change not just Yobe State or Nigeria, but Africa through scientific development. And in 2022, Your Excellency, if you recall, when I presented the vision for BIORTC, I made a clear commitment that if the state invested in science, we will ensure that Yobe State will gain global visibility through scientific work, strong partnership, and real results. And today, Your Excellency, I say with confidence and humility that that commitment has been honored. Your Excellency, one of the most serious scientific injustices of our time is that African populations remain underrepresented in biomedical research, especially drug development and disease modeling. Here in BIORTC, we are changing that. Our center now houses research equipment valued at over 10 billion naira, including technologies unavailable anywhere in Nigeria, Your Excellency. Let me speak, Your Excellency, about delivery, because institutions must be judged not by intention, but by the outcomes. Within just 4 years of our inception, Your Excellency, BIORTC is leading one of the most comprehensive investigations into the chronic kidney disease of unknown origin in Nigeria, focusing on body emirates, which you fully supported, Your Excellency. With your permission, I assembled a team of over 50 experts from Nigeria, Ghana, United Kingdom, and the United States. We've collected over 3,000 samples, including human blood, urine, as well as environmental samples, including soil, farm produce, water at different borehole depths, etc. And early findings, Your Excellency, which we presented to you, of course, already indicate concerning prevalence and point towards environmental factors such as water contamination, which require urgent policy attention. But when we conclude this work, Your Excellency, for the first time, inshallah, we will provide a scientifically valid explanation to this challenge and guide evidence-based solutions for our people. Secondly, Your Excellency, we have also designed and built a new class of open science microscope that are cheaper, more versatile, battery-powered, and suitable for field deployment, which you will see when you walk into this facility today, Your Excellency. These microscopes are now being tested for malaria diagnosis, bringing diagnostics closer to communities. And again, this is a work that is fully supported by Your Excellency, and we thank you for that, Your Excellency. Thirdly, Your Excellency, BIORTC is now the home to Africa's first open access induced pluripotent stem cells biobank, which is a continental asset that allows diseases and treatments to be studied using African-derived biological materials. This ensures that science reflects our genetics, our environments, and our realities, not borrowed or assumed from other populations. Your Excellency, number 4, in parallel, BIORTC is leading Nigeria's most deeply characterized dementia research cohort, which addresses Alzheimer's disease and related disorders in African populations, which is an area long ignored. So what we are doing, Your Excellency, we are bringing science that is locally relevant but globally competitive. Thanks to your support. And Your Excellency, through the summer schools and trainings that we've been organizing since 2022, which you have supported, which you have provided all the enabling environment to succeed, we have trained over 1,000 scientists in bioimaging, infectious diseases, artificial intelligence, and neuroscience from Yobe State, Nigeria, and across Africa. We've had people come from Egypt, from Ghana, from Cameroon, from the Gambia, from all parts of Africa. And we've had faculties coming from all continents, of course, except Antarctica. Your Excellency, building on this foundation, BIORTC has moved beyond short-term training into formal postgraduate education. In partnership with the University of Maiduguri, we have established a BIORTC UNIMED MSc and PhD neuroscience program, which is the first structured postgraduate neuroscience program of its kind in Nigeria, and only the second in Africa, second to University of Cape Town. This program will allow Nigerian students and lecturers to receive world-class training here in Yobe, here in Damaturu, here in BIORTC, using advanced infrastructure, real patient-relevant research questions, and international supervisions without having to leave the country. Thank you for enabling that, Your Excellency. So significant is this achievement that, Your Excellency, scientists at the Genelia Research Campus in the United States recently described Yobe State. This is important, you listen. They recently described Yobe State in the Journal of Microscopy as a transformative model for addressing scientific and developmental needs in under-reserved, underdeveloped regions. So they are saying that Yobe State should be copied by other countries. They should be copied because of what His Excellency has created. Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, I would like to acknowledge many people who have made this possible. Mentors, collaborators, and friends of BIORTC, some of whom have spoken, like Professor Bassem, Amadi, Sadiq, Nuria, and many behind there, like Andre, Takeshi, Rauf, etc. You know, who all came from across the world. United States, Canada, France, United Kingdom, and so many different places to witness this great occasion. They have helped us to reach this milestone, Your Excellency. But Your Excellency, I would like to mention some important words. You see, throughout history, every civilization that shaped humanity was driven by research and innovation. From ancient Egypt to Baghdad and Medina as centers of knowledge, to Greece, to Great Britain's steam engines, for example, and to modern scientific leadership in the United States. Certain places have become citadels of knowledge. Today, with all sense of humility and confidence, I would like to say we want Yobe State to become a citadel of science in Africa. And Your Excellency has already made that ambition real by enabling us to have this facility. Your Excellency, I must acknowledge something that is often overlooked. You see, environment matters. With Your Excellency's support, BIORTC was not only constructed as a laboratory, but intentionally designed to reflect the best research environments I experienced in the United Kingdom and United States. Beyond laboratories, we created spaces that support the mind and the body. Football, for example, volleyball, badminton, snooker, and recreation areas, because discovery science thrives where researchers live well, think deeply, and breathe science daily. This is the environment that we wanted to create here, and Your Excellency permitted that. Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, we have also invested, you have also supported us in investing in resilience. BIORTC now runs not just on national grid or generator, but we have a 50 kVA lithium-based solar power system that ensures stable, clean, and uninterrupted electricity for our sensitive and expensive scientific equipment. This is non-negotiable, as you know, and you permitted or supported us to achieve that. This is how mindsets are changed, Your Excellency. This is how scientific cultures are built. This is how future Nobel-level discoveries are nurtured. You see, we've never had a Nobel Prize winner in physiology or medicine from here in Africa. With Your Excellency's support, I believe we would soon begin to produce those minds here in Yobe. Inshallah. Your Excellency, allow me now to speak plainly about sustainability and growth. And I know they have already mentioned things related to that. You see, BIORTC has grown faster than initially projected. I remember, Your Excellency, you gave the go-ahead and the contract for this building to be built like 2 years ago. And our equipment footprint since that time has already exceeded the capacity of even this current building, Your Excellency. Some of the equipment that we have here We have some even now in the old facility because the space is now even limited. It's not going to take all the equipments. So, Your Excellency, to protect the state's investment and allow BIORTC to mature into true international research campus, I respectfully request that this adjoining land over there, just next to the center, this open space there, Your Excellency, I implore you that it should be given to BIORTC to be converted into an expansion second laboratory for BIORTC so that we can accommodate this new equipment that we have lying down there. In addition to that, Your Excellency, to make BIORTC a fully functional research campus, I respectfully request the development of, for example, chalets just next to this place, so that when researchers come, researchers like Bassem, researchers like Andre, who leave their countries from across the world to come here, so that when they come, they can do their science there, come into the facility, go back there. This is how discoveries are made, Your Excellency. Because historically, history has consistently shows us that environments which combine advanced infrastructure with protected space for scientific focus enable transformational discovery. And a classical example is in the case of Isaac Newton. I believe all of us now here know about Isaac Newton. If you know about the laws of motion, you must know Isaac Newton. Your Excellency, Isaac Newton, who developed foundational ideas on motion and calculus during a period of sustained scientific isolation, did it because the atmosphere enabled him to remain isolated, close to his laboratory or close to his scientific arena, allowing him to think deeply without distraction to do his science. This is what we want to create here. We want to create an environment where when someone comes and spends 3 months within the chalet, back to BIORTC and back to the chalet, they will come out with Nobel Prize winning discoveries. It is possible, Your Excellency. We implore you to support that, Your Excellency. And Your Excellency, you have provided everything we can think of. But today, Your Excellency, BIORTC employs 15 staff. And out of these 15 staff, Your Excellency, of course, 14 of these are currently doing their research through my international competitive research grants, which I secured. But this model has allowed BIORTC to start very strong, but no institution can depend independently on external grants. If we do not now consolidate BIORTC with permanent staff, in Your Excellency, with operational support, and with predictable funding, then even the most impressive infrastructure that we have here, the buildings, the 10 billion equipment, and the global recognition risks underperforming, Your Excellency. That should be a loss, not for BIORTC, but to the historic investment already made by Your Excellency and the government of Yobe State. So to protect this legacy, Your Excellency, and ensure independence, continuity, excellence, Your Excellency, I respectfully seek your support in the following areas. In the recruitment of 5 senior staff and 5 junior technical staff and 4 administrative staff, strictly based on merit, to second 5 additional staff from relevant MDS. Your Excellency, you have been supporting us with funds for operational activities, which at first was 10 million, you increased that to 20 million. Now, Your Excellency, if you could, please, we want that to be increased to 60 million naira per annum so that this infrastructure that we have will be properly maintained and managed. Your Excellency, I also seek, respectively, that you provide, although this may sound a bit selfish, but that you provide an official vehicle for the director, a helix for fieldwork activities, and an 18-seater bus for training and outreach for the center. You would have noticed that we were in Gashua, we were in Damaturu. All these things require vehicles, Your Excellency, and I know you will deliver that for us, Your Excellency. Inshallah. Your Excellency, I also seek your support in providing, in formalizing BIORTC with state support for the international summer school that we've been organizing, and also for official residence for the BIORTC, so that I will have the time to manage the center's activities accordingly. Finally, Your Excellency, I want to say that 4 years ago, BIORTC was an idea. Today, it's a functioning institution because you supported it, because you provided the enabling environment. Your Excellency, I thank you for that. Wallahi, you have provided an environment that future generations will continue to pray for you. They will continue to mention your name, inshallah, and that will help in eradicating health-related problems that is bedeviling our communities. Thank you, Your Excellency. Yes. I also want to thank, of course, Baba SSG, who has been supporting in terms of moral, coordination, and many other things that enable us to reach this milestone, Your Excellency. I thank the management of the Yobe State University, past and present, for their support and institutional cooperation. And I thank the good people of Yobe State and our royal fathers, especially His Royal Highness, the Emir of Damaturu, who honored me with the title of Shatime El-Mube of the Damaturu Emirate. Thank you, Your Royal Highness. And on a personal note, I wish to acknowledge my father, Alhaji Bukar Mena, a retired permanent secretary, who is over there. Thank you, Baba, for providing the support from my childhood to date that has enabled me to succeed this far. Your Excellency, thank you so much for everything that you have done to us. Thank you to family, friends, and everyone who has supported us. Inshallah, with all your support, we will make wonders. Thank you.
Congratulations, thank you very much. Can we please appreciate the director?
That has been Professor Mahmoud Bukar Maina, a neuroscientist whose international academic and research experience helped shape the center's direction and global partnership. He also serves as the director of the BIORTC, an honorary special advisor on science, research and innovation to the Yobe State Governor. He took us through the evolution of the center from its inception to present status, where he said it has succeeded in producing young scientists who are impacting positively on the state and the country in general. He appreciated the state government under the leadership of Governor Mai Malabuni, CON, for supporting the center with the much needed resources for it to operate effectively.
Mr. President, then the Secretary to the State Government, the Head of Service, Chief of Staff, Commissioner of Education, Commissioner for Health, Commissioner for Information, Party Chairman, and some people nominated by the Director. So please, we'll appreciate you giving us space so that we do not overcrowd the facility. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished it is now my singular honor, privilege, and pleasure to invite His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Yobe State, Honorable Dr. Mai Malabuni, CON, for his address. Your Excellency, sir.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وصلى الله على نبي الكريم. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Yobe State, Honorable E.D. Barde Gubana, Waziri Mfune, my dear brother and friend and the Special Assistant on Political and Other Matters, Honorable Ibrahim Kabir Masari, Waziri Aswaju, the Honorable Speaker, Yobe State House of Assembly, represented by the Deputy Speaker, Your Lordship, the Honorable Chief Judge and Honorable Grand Kadi, Honorable Members, Yobe State House of Assembly, Honorable Commissioners, Special Advisors, the Director, Management and Staff of the BIORTC, the State Chairman, APC, and other party leaders here present, the representative of the Executive Secretariat Fund, NIDA, and other federal agencies, heads of security and paramilitary agencies, the Secretary to the State Government, Head of Service, Chief of Staff, the Vice Chancellor, Yobe State University, and other visiting Vice Chancellors, our very distinguished scholars and guests from abroad and within Nigeria, senior liaison officers, permanent secretaries, chief executives of federal and state boards and parastatals and heads of extraministerial departments, executive chairman of local government councils, Your Royal Highnesses, the Emir of Damaturu, and other Royal Highnesses here present, focal persons and special assistants, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, my dear students of Yobe State University, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Today marks yet another special day in the life of our administration as we inaugurate the permanent site of the Biomedical Research and Training Center and celebrate the Teen Eagle 2025 champions in London, United Kingdom, namely Nafisa Abdullahi, Hadiza Kashim Kalli, and Rukaya Muhammad Fema, who emerged winners among 20,000 contestants from 69 countries, as well as identification of talents for innovation and technological growth in the states. It is therefore with deep gratitude to Almighty Allah and a strong sense of fulfillment that I welcome you all to rejoice with us to celebrate the commitment to our vision of Yobe State first. The vision of providing quality education, science, research, and innovation as tools of development. We have taken deliberate and strategic measures to facilitate recovery of education, enhance research, and promote innovation as we aspire to be part of and represented in the global knowledge production with a little emphasis on our peculiarities. As a matter of deliberate policy, we increase budgetary allocation to the education sector to facilitate the recovery program of the sector. It is in this vein that the government invested over 800 million to realize its dream of constructing this beautiful edifice to serve as the permanent site of the BIORTC Center. Let me therefore use this opportunity to appreciate the uncommon commitment and generous contributions by Professor Mahmoud Bukar Maina for his valuable time, energy, and donation of equipment worth over 10 billion to the center, which serves as the launching pad for the takeoff of the research facility. This is a scientific asset that will enable research that is more inclusive, more accurate, and more relevant to our people, because for too long, Africa has been subjected to rely on medical and other researches that are conducted in different climes, environments, culture, and lifestyle without recourse to our peculiarities and genetic diversity. I am proud that BIORTC has established Africa's first major induced pluripotent stem cell biobank with an African-centered focus. I am also proud that BIORTC is leading the establishment of one of Nigeria's most ambitious and deeply characterized dementia research cohorts. This work will place our country on the global map in Alzheimer's disease and brain health research and ensure African population are not excluded from the future of neuroscience. Similarly, for many decades, several communities along the banks of the river Yobe have been plagued by chronic kidney disease, losing many precious lives and throwing many families into agony on a daily basis. This has been a major driving force to the establishment of the center to find a solution to this scourge. In 2023, I led a government delegation to the United Kingdom in search for partnership with some international research institutes to facilitate the smooth takeoff of the BIORTC. I was further encouraged by the encouragement extended by Professor Neil Pearce, the celebrated professor of epidemiology at the London School of Hygiene, and Professor Ben Caplin, professor of neuropology, University College London, Professor Jonathan Stoye, principal group leader, international activities of the famous Francis Crick Research Institute, London. Their encouragement has no doubt spurred us to arriving at where we are today. 3 years after the establishment of the BIORTC, we have no doubt made moderate achievements, attracting the international community and receiving recognition from international scholars. Indeed, it is a source of pride that external observers, including scientists at the Genelia Research Campus in the United States, have recognized Yobe State's commitment to scientific progress, describing BIORTC as an exemplary model for building research capacity in the underdeveloped regions. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is gratifying that our investment into this project has started yielding the desired result, with the preliminary result of the research on kidney disease pointing towards a possible remote cause of the disease in the States. Let me seize this opportunity to appreciate the Society of Neuroscientists of Africa. I am further encouraged with the award presented to me by the Society in Morocco last year. My induction into the Society's Hall of Fame for advancing neuroscience and tackling health challenges like kidney disease in Africa. I have been informed that I am the first African governor to be so honored. This is quite inspiring, and I have dedicated this award to the good people of Yobe State with a pledge to do more. I wish to reaffirm my earlier commitment to the state-funded kidney disease research initiative, because this is what the responsible governance demands: policy guided by evidence and investment guided by the health needs of the people. We have made dialysis support available to our citizens, and this year we will establish an additional dialysis center in Gashua to save patients of kidney disease from traveling long distance to access care. I humbly plead with the federal government to establish a federal kidney disease center in the state to save our people from this deadly scourge. This administration is equally pleased to see the innovative open science work at BIORTC, including the building and testing of low-cost microscope that can support field diagnosis and strengthen community-level health services, especially in rural settings. In this regard, I urge the Federal Minister of Health to partner the BIORTC for open, low-cost diagnosis on malaria, microscopy, and other related community-level diagnosis programs. This will allow evidence-based innovations developed here in Yobe State to inform national practice and strengthen health systems, particularly in underserved regions. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at the BIORTC, we are proud of BIORTC's contribution to capacity building and through summer schools, workshops, and international training programs hosted here in Yobe State and fully supported by this administration. Already over 1,000 people from Yobe State, Nigeria, and Africa have been trained. In this vein, I invite the Honorable Minister of Education to consider recognizing BIORTC as an approved national research and training center, including TED fund-supported pathways, so that scholars, lecturers, and postgraduate trainees can undertake funded research and advanced training here. The Northeast Development Commission equally has a great role to play in supporting research and training at the center to promote high-impact research programs. I also wish to acknowledge the international partners who have stood with us, including universities and organizations in the United Kingdom and Europe, and partners such as TRAIN in Africa. We value collaborations that are based on mutual respect, capacity building, and sustainable growth. May I at this juncture once again congratulate the good people of Yobe State on the extraordinary performance of Nafisa Abdullahi, Rukaya Muhammad Fema, and Adiza Kashim Kalli at the 2025 Teen Eagle competition. This reflects the success story of our investments in the education sector. The government has reconstructed over 300 schools destroyed by the insurgency, established 13 mega and model schools, and 8 government girls senior secondary schools across the state to improve girl child education. We also employed over 1,000 qualified teachers, procured and distributed textbooks, laboratory equipment, and other instructional materials to boost education across the state. Similarly, the state government pays over 2.6 billion annual scholarships for 890 students at the Nigeria Tulip International College, which Nafisa, Rukaya, and Adiza are proud beneficiaries. The government has continued to pay over 5.6 billion annually for WAEC, NECO, NAPTEC examination fees for all students in public schools, and over 5.3 billion on school feeding programs annually. These have improved the performance of our students with excellent grades in external examinations and qualifying them to gain admission into tertiary institutions. Currently, we have about 40,000 Yobe State students studying various courses in universities, polytechnics, colleges, and other tertiary institutions in Nigeria and around the globe enjoying government scholarships. I am proud to share with you that the Federal Ministry of Education has designated Yobe State as a role model in foundational education, describing it as exemplary and worthy of emulation. It is gratifying to note that in the last few years, the state government sponsored over 400 students to various universities in India to study various courses. Upon successful completion of their courses, some have been employed and deployed to health facilities to improve healthcare services across the state. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am also glad to notify you that Yobe State is endowed with promising talents. From 2019 to date, the state-owned university produced 106 first-class graduates cutting across multiple disciplines. Let me seize this opportunity to further emphasize that under this administration, no child in Yobe State will be denied his or her right to education because of his or her economic background. Therefore, the basic and secondary education remains totally free, while tertiary education is highly subsidized with lowest registration fees to make education affordable and accessible to everyone in the state. There is no doubt our dear state is endowed with huge potential with talents in digital technology, software and smart systems, drone technology, automated irrigation, solar power fabrication, locally fabricated mobile phone, battery-powered water pump, solar hot plate, rechargeable battery-powered generator, wireless charging system, and smart office assistant robot, among others. These provide such talents with more opportunities for self-reliance, employment opportunity, and economic growth. I am sure you will find some of the products on display quite amazing. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me reaffirm the commitment of our government to ensuring functional and productive education, innovative BIORTC, and a sustainable support to the talented minds and hands to facilitate growth and development. Once again, I commend Professor Maina for driving this vision and congratulate him on the recent listing and selection into the world's 25th Rising Stars in Neuroscience by the Transmitters, a United States-based publisher, making Yobe State, Nigeria, and Africa proud. I have taken note of the request presented by Professor Mahmoud Maina, and I hereby approve all the requests as presented. Similarly, in appreciation of the excellent performance of Nafisa, Rukaiya, and Hadiza at the Teen Eagle World Championship competition, I hereby announce a government scholarship to the 3 young girls up to tertiary level and a donation of 10 million naira each. I thank you all for your presence. God bless Yobe State. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Well, that has been the State Governor, His Excellency Honorable Mai Mala Buni, CON, delivering his address where he announced the donation of 10 million naira each to the winners of 2025 Teen Eagle Global Competition, talking about Hadiza Kashum Kalli, a gold medalist, outstanding talent, Nafisa Abdullah Amin Obaro Best in English Language Skills, and Rukaiya Mohammed Fema Obaro Best in Debate. They are students of Nigerian Tulip International College, NTIC, Mahmudu, Yobe State. They emerged victorious in various categories by beating hundreds of other participants from 69 countries. Their achievements are testament to their talent, dedication, and support from their families, schools, and governments of the state. Indeed, honor is given to whom honor is due. So viewers, this event is also to honor these 3 young, illustrious daughters of the state who made the country proud by winning big at the 2025 Teen Eagle Global English Finals in London.
Information, the party chairman, and of course, the Emir of Damaturu. So please, 2 commissioners, yes. 4 emirs, okay, 4 emirs. Thank you very much. So please, da Allah baka ji sunan ka ba kai hakuri. Wurin ne bai da girma, so ana son dai aje a shiga yanzu a gani. Nasa, ai shi na ka ce force ga SSG. The chief host, of course, Vice Chancellor. Sorry, the Vice Chancellor is part of the entourage. His Excellency is embarking on the facility tour, please. Thank you very much. And as I've earlier mentioned, only those that were mentioned should be part of the entourage. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that has been His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Yobe State, Honorable Dr. Mai Mala Buni, COMN, embarking on a facility tour accompanied by some dignitaries. As you can see right there, he is monitoring some of the talent exhibit, some of the materials produced by young talented Yobians who use local materials to fabricate some of the life supporting materials before embarking on the facility tour there. He moves towards the facility for its inauguration. Right now, as you can see, His Excellency being accompanied by a senior special assistant to the President on political matters, Kabiru Masari, as well as other dignitaries. They are approaching the ribbon of the BIORTC to mark its official commissioning. Yeah, as you can see, the invited guests, dignitaries, have all gathered at the entrance of the facility to witness the historic moment of the commissioning of the Biomedical Science and Research Training Center at the Yobe State University, Damaturu, Northeast Nigeria. The executive governor, alongside invited guests, are about to cut the ribbon to mark the official commissioning of the center. The center, as you can see, I think has just been commissioned by the special guest of honor there, and they will all go in to see some of the cutting-edge facilities that will be used to research, for research on major health care challenges in the state and, of course, the country and the whole over. Dr. Bukar, Professor Maina Bukar Mahmoud there, giving brief of some of the equipment there at the center. As you can see, standing His Excellency together with SSA on political matters to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and other dignitaries, receiving a brief about some of the equipment that can be found in the BIORTC. The executive governor, accompanied by other dignitaries, been shown some of, the vision, as I can see, the vision and the mission of the center pasted on the wall by the director of the center, Professor Maina Bukar Mahmoud. And the center, as we earlier said, is going to be a research hub, not only in Nigeria, but for scientists around the world. The center has recently secured international support and partnerships grant from the Chen Zuckerberg initiative to help establish a West African bioimaging network aimed at improving access to bioimaging tools and training in the region. It has also partnerships with institutions such as West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, the Medical Research Council unit in Gambia, and others across Africa. The BIORTC has a close tie with London School of Hygiene. The BIORTC is a home to First Africa's open access induced pluripotent stem cell iPSC biobank, positioning it as a game changer in regenerative medicine, disease modeling, and precision health. The BIORTC, one of the major activities it is undertaking is the community-based research into chronic kidney disease, a major health concern in areas like Bade, collecting thousands of biological and environmental samples to investigate causes and develop data-driven interventions. Center is not just about research alone. It also trains scientists and students, organizes workshops and training programs, including those on artificial intelligence for local participants, cutting across health, education, and administrative sectors. BIORTC, it may interest you to know that it has collected over 1,000 recently, 1,100 biopsy and blood samples for its dementia research project, the first large-scale study of its kind in northern Nigeria. A facility tour of this strategic center, accompanied by dignitaries, as well as the director of the center there, providing details about the equipment of the center.
Nasarar su ta wace ganina. Nasarar su ta wace ganina. Alfahari za mu yau da murna. Alfahari za mu yau da murna. gunka shugabana mai malasan da jarumina gare su tabbas ka nuna kauna sanadin ka hakan ya faru ilimin yau ba har ya gyaru kokari ba yan dabaru kuma shanin ilimin
remarkable achievement is a major milestone in advancing cutting-edge biomedical science, capacity building, and translational research on the continent. The BIORTC permanent facility is now a home to Africa's first open access induced pluripotent stem cell iPSC biobank, positioning it as a continental hub for innovation in regenerative medicine, disease modeling, and precision health. Following the official commissioning of the BIORTC permanent facility, the center will immediately host the 2026 symposium, a high-level scientific forum bringing together global experts, policymakers, and African researchers with the theme Global Science, Local Solutions, translating research into policy and practice in Africa. The symposium will feature plenary lectures, panel discussions, and in-depth scientific exchange focused on translational biomedical research, region research, policy and practice in Africa, strengthening sustainability research ecosystems, advancing global local scientific partnerships. Speakers, or one of the plenary speakers of the symposium is going to be Professor Mahmoud Bukar Maina, the director of the BIORTC, as well as Professor Bessam Hassan, group leader, Paris Brain Institute. The symposium comes up tomorrow, Friday, January 2026, at BIORTC Permanent Complex, Yobe State University, with a distinguished lineup of international and African scientists. The BIORTC's symposium marks a defining moment in positioning Africa at the forefront of global relevant, locally grounded biomedical research, turning knowledge into impact. The special guest of honor, alongside other dignitaries there, inspecting some of the installed facilities at the BIORTC, accompanied by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Political Matters, Kabir Masari, the State Deputy Governor, Idi Badagubana, Secretary to the State Government, Alaji Baba Malam Wali, Chief of Staff, Chairman, APC Yobe State, members of lawmakers from the state, international scientists, On the facility tour there, to interest you to know that this center is so huge with lots of equipment. Installed in the center, now being toured by the special guest of honor and other dignitaries, with the director of the center, Professor Mahmoud Mainabukar, leading the way, room by room, laboratory by laboratory, for them to see the cutting-edge facility installed there for the advancement of science and innovation in the state, the country, as well as globally. Royal fathers are not left out in this tour, as they are part of the entourage going around the facility there to see some of this cutting-edge equipment for the advancement of science and innovation. With the inauguration of this center, Yobe State has now become a science hub that will be attracting scientists from Europe, South and North America, Asia, Middle East, and of course Africa.
Let me send you his number.
This is a significant step in boosting science and innovation in the country. And earlier before now, the state governor had announced the scholarship for these 3 young talented Nigerians from Yobe State who won big at Global Teen Eagle competition in the United Kingdom. The state is giving them scholarship up to tertiary institution, as well as 10 million naira each for their outstanding performance last year. Dr. Professor Mahmoud Mainabukar there, leading the dignitaries to every corner of the facility. And indeed, this day, the 29th of January 2026, will forever remain indelible in the minds of Yobians, as it is the day that this strategic center is commissioned and ready for use. It is now going to be a home of young scientists with interest in research and innovation, as they have all what it takes inside this center to conduct their researches, particularly on some health-related challenges. As you are aware, the center is currently conducting a research on chronic kidney disease in a northern part of the state, particularly by the local government area. And with this, the state is one step closer to finding the root cause of this killer disease that has sent hundreds to their early graves. Professor Mahmoud there showing to the dignitaries the functionality of one of the installed facilities there. As they carefully listen to what he's saying, I believe they are grasping one or two things that they can take home and share with their colleagues and associates at this very, very important event marking the official inauguration of the Biomedical Science Research Center at the Yobe State University, Damaturu, Yobe State, Northeast Nigeria. As I said earlier, the center is one out of the 5 centers domiciled to Yobe State University, launched in 2021, precisely in August, born out of the efforts to overcome Africa's research infrastructure gaps, especially in cutting-edge bioscience tools and capabilities. It was first founded by Professor Mahmoud Bukar Maina, a neuroscientist whose international academic and research experience helped shape the center's direction and global partnerships. The director of the center, it may interest you also to know that he is the honorary special advisor on science and research and innovation to the Yobe State Governor, Honorable Dr. Mai Malabuni. You know, as I earlier told you, that the center is huge. It has many sections, and all the dignitaries are being conducted round to various sections of this facility to see for themselves. They said seeing is believing, and of course they are here to witness what has been installed and what has been provided in this gigantic center, biomedical science and research. The tour continues to every corners and sections of the BIORTC. Leading the way is the director of the center, Professor Mahmoud Maina Bukar. Indeed, this space will of course provide the enabling environment for scientists from all over the world to come and conduct their researches that will help in finding practical and lasting solutions to some health care challenges in the country, Africa, and the world over. With this center, one can say without iota of doubt that Yobe has now the monopoly of this cutting-edge facility for the advancement of science and innovation. Because without science, life will be so difficult, as plagues and diseases will be ravaging